So I went in to see a couple of different plastic surgeons because, of course, I'm interviewing them. And that's the way you should look at it. They offer free consultations. There are a couple of them who will say you need to pay $50 and we'll count that towards your fee if you decide to have the surgery. But in my mind, you're the one on an interview. So that being said, before that, I want to get back to the laser lipo. When I had that, my very first question I'll say to them is, how long do I have to quit working out? So the recovery. And with laser lipo, I started working out 5 days after. But let me tell you, that was some pain. They stick those things, let me just say it was pain. And like I said, it didn't take care of what I wanted taken care of, and that was to remove the skin. So I went to 2 different plastic surgeons. You hear about them on the radio. I went to their websites, things like that. But I'm one of those, I get the feeling from my gut. The first doctor I seen, he was awesome. I just didn't care for his staff. And then the second doctor I saw, the staff was great, but when I met him, he impressed me the most because he started offering me the information that I wasn't even going to ask him certain questions. And when they just start giving you, everything you're thinking of, to me that was like the biggest, best impression ever. Like one of the greatest things, he's like, nobody's ever died on my table. In 22 years, even post-surgery, I've never had anybody die. I'm like, great! Because that was my biggest fear is, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die. That's all because I'm not happy with a flabby belly. So then I went on to ask him more and more questions. And everybody's gonna have, a different reason, a different stomach and stuff. But one of the things he explained to me, because when you go there, they're gonna try to offer you all kinds of stuff. It's almost like seeing a mechanic. Well, you have this broken and you can get this repaired and blah, blah, blah. They do the same thing with the body. And I'm not happy with a lot of things. And that was another thing that held me back at first, because I'm like, once I have this, I'm gonna have this done or this done. And I didn't want to get caught up in that. But when I go in there, I'm like, they'll give you the mommy makeover deal or whatever. And so they're gonna talk about thigh lifts. They're gonna talk about, liposuction. They're gonna talk about just facelifts, just everything. So, I mean, it's great. I did get like offers on that and I listened, but my biggest thing was the tummy. And one of the things I asked him was, I want you to tell me exactly, it's almost like I needed to be reassured. Doc, is there anything I can do exercise-wise, diet-wise? Can I get rid of this on my own? And he said, no, you cannot get rid of excess skin ever on your own. So I said, okay. But then I pointed out other things, and if you get offended easy, I'm sorry. This is where you can turn off the video, because I'm going to point out things on my own body that I was not happy with. Like, okay, I'm gonna have to take my shirt off. And don't worry, I'm wearing a sports bra. Look at my glittery ceiling while I do it. Yeah, that's how much I like glitter. Even my desk is glittery. Anyways, so I asked the doc. So if you look at my sports bra, you see that? I'm like, doc, can I get rid of this with exercise? Yes, you can. Can I get rid of these flappy thighs? Yes, you can. But then I pointed to my belly. Can I get rid of jiggle, 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 jiggle? No, that is your excess skin. So that was reassuring for me. That's all I need to hear basically when it comes to making the right decision. Because all the other stuff I'm good with working at. Loose skin? Nope. You gotta have it cut off. And then when he's offering me all these other things, I'm like, nope, don't want them. Because if I can work for it, I'm going to. But I will tell you, I'm glad even though I wanted to do this 7, 8 years ago, I'm so glad I waited because I know I'm not gonna gain it back. Maybe a few pounds here and there. I'm not saying that I set myself up for failure. I'm not doing that. But the point is, I was depressed and I was not in the right place. So even though still today I weigh 100, well, at that point I weighed 205 pounds. And most people would call me crazy for even thinking of having it done because I wasn't at my goal. I still am not at my goal. But to me, like I explained to him, and he actually told me he's had many patients say the same exact thing. I felt like I couldn't go further. I couldn't keep pushing myself because like I said, when I do burpees or when I do these other exercises, I mean, you can actually hear it. Even though I'm wearing clothes, you can hear just, it's just gross. And because of that, it held me back. It held me back from pushing myself further. And so I felt like, you know what? If later, because there's gonna be a later, when I reach my goal, I'm gonna go have a revision, you know? And that's okay. And so he helped me come to that decision. He said many women actually use it when they hit a plateau to push themselves further. So that really helped me, and I now weigh 193, and still, because he offered me a couple different surgeries. I had what's called an extended tummy tuck, and they have another one where they can cut you up the middle. I'll show you. So he could have came up as well. And because I was kind of a chicken, because it was the same exact price, I didn't go for it. Sometimes I wish I did, but I can do that in the revision. But the point of that is it would have taken all this skin forward. So you're not even gonna see that unless I'm squeezing my belly. And like I said, it's not what it was about. It was about burpees. Kind of funny. Sorry, fumbling with the camera. So, crazy. We went over payments. They have all kinds of other offers like a Care Club card. I mean, you can talk to them about finances and stuff like that. Each time my husband was with me. It was the first time he's ever been to every single appointment ever because he's in the Navy. So he was there to support me 100%. And 2 weeks later, boom, I'm having the surgery. And that's where I'll end this video because I'm going to go into really some crazy gross details. So, like I said, if you don't like gross, don't look.